Alrighty, welcome back. We've got chest today. Should be a pretty decent day. I'm pretty tired. Been tired for most of the day because I did cardio in the morning, which was okay. Not the best, but wasn't too bad. And then just had a long day. So didn't eat too long ago, which is good. So should be carb loaded up. So I'm expecting it should be a good session. Just got to push through it, and I think that's the feeling I've got, is that it's just going to be one of those sessions. But yeah, we'll just try our best and keep the intensity nice and high. Because as long as I'm doing that, regardless of how my body's adjusting to the session, if I keep up the high intensity for what my body can handle for that session, is better than just having a shit session, because that's what will make the biggest difference, is the intensity and how much effort you put into each session, regardless of how your body's feeling. Like after yesterday, my back's pretty fucked from squats, and my legs are pretty sore, so it means that I might not be able to brace as much because I'm going to be quite tender trying to use leg drive. But as long as I put in a high amount of intensity, really push myself, then that's going to, the results from that will outperform me just trying to force my body to do a weight or do a lift that necessarily I can't either can't do for this session, or I'm too sore to do, if that makes sense. You might come in a previous session and be able to lift a certain amount of weight, and then you come into the next week and you're tired, you're sore, didn't sleep well, whatever. You might not be able to do the same amount of weight number wise, but the intensity and the load and the volume should stay the same, but the weight will adjust. So that way you're still trying to achieve the same amount of output and the same amount of intensity as you would had you have slept well, had you have eaten well, and it was, all went well, just like last week. So that's what I try and do. Obviously I try and, on those sessions, try and push as close as I can to the numbers that I was doing previously, but sometimes that just doesn't happen, and that's okay. What you've got to judge yourself and measure yourself on as a person is the intensity that you put into that session. If you aren't feeling the best and you're feeling a bit lazy, or don't have enough energy, and honestly that you could have put a lot more into that session, but you chose not to because you want to take the easy way out, then what good is that doing you? Whereas if you can go, well, I didn't hit the weight that I was doing before, I was nowhere near it, but the intensity and the drive and the determination that I put into that session was the same, if not more, than last week, then that's where you'll differentiate yourself from just the normal people that go to the gym. And that's where those small pockets of growth that make your results skyrocket, and you'll have such amazing results and achieve all your goals if you keep that same mentality. Because the major pillars of being able to properly grow and succeed and reach your goals, not only at the gym, but just in life as well. But I'm not here to preach about all of that, but that's just how I feel. I think the gym does teach you a lot, and really kind of defines your values, and how you kind of go about life as well. Because your body responds to stimulus, whether it's mental or physical, your body's going to respond. So those who are putting in massive amounts of effort because of the way that they look. You know, if you're putting in heaps of effort, you know, you're telling me that you're really maxing out, you're going to failure, you're, you know, high intensity, like, fuck, you, like, don't want to come to my leg days, are absolutely massive, but you look like a toothpick, then, you know, your body's going to be the honest one. It's going to sniff at your lies. So yeah, your body will be an indicator of, you know, if you're telling the truth, but also, you know, whether going to the gym or what you're doing is, you know, complements your values and how you go about life, and, you know, all that extra stuff. But also depends, you know, why you're using it as well, because, you know, some might just be using it to, you know, get out the house and just, you know, do something to distract themselves, and that's completely fine, as long as, you know, that goal will display or show itself in some form, whether or not physically but mentally as well. So if you're not actually going to the gym and doing what you say that you wanted to go there and do, it's, you know, it's going to show. You know, if you're wanting to get bigger, it's going to show pretty well physically. But if you're going for a different reason, then, you know, there's always plenty of ways where that will show. You know, you want to be the best person that you can be, and really, you know, improve yourself, grow as a person. You know, it's also nice to be able to grow yourself, you know, physically as well. You know, just for your health, but, you know, all the mental health aspects as well. It's pretty solid. And, you know, when I first joined the gym, it was purely for kind of a physical aspect, because I stopped playing sport, and then it turned into quite the mental health improvement on me as well. I mean, gym probably actually added more mental stuff onto me, but it's helped me a lot, helped me grow as a person, and yeah, I love it. I'm pretty addicted to it, and hopefully I can just keep, because I want to be able to maintain this, well, not obviously maintain the physique, but as in maintain going to the gym throughout, you know, the rest of my life, and, you know, really enjoy it, and, you know, really like training. So yeah, a little bit of a little life plan for you there. But yeah, let me know if you feel the same, or if you go to the gym for a different reason, or you feel like, you know, maybe I didn't explain myself right on, you know, talking about the whole, you know, achieving your goals and how it complements your, you know, your life goals and all that stuff. So yeah, let me know if that's something you do agree with, or if that's something that, you know, you don't necessarily agree with. But, you know, let's have a conversation about it. Anyway, I'll leave it here. Yes, so all should be same as usual for this session. Nothing changed, nothing different. Slight time crunch, but we'll see if we can try and really smash it out. So let's try and be efficient as possible, get a good session in, and yeah, smash it out. So I'll leave you here, and I will catch you in a bit, where we'll smash out some chest. So I'll see you then.
Which one do you prefer? Road, because road gives me like more balance. Sometimes I do it actually more like that.
Alrighty, chest is done. Really good session, went nice and quick. Pretty much just no BS or anything, just got in. Went really hard on all the sets. Just had a really good session, got it done nice and quick too, so that's even better. I'm very happy with how today went. Incline went well, a few more reps than before, so going to try and do same weight maybe next week, and then try and push it up and probably slap maybe 2.5s on each side, just slowly building the weight up and up and up. Same with incline, it's getting good, just want to get a bit more consistent on those last two reps, last two working sets, and then we'll then try and edge the weight up maybe by 5-ish kilos. We'll just play that one by ear. Didn't get the Pec Deck machine that I wanted, because there's two. It's the one I used in this session. If you look back previous ones, there's a different one which you can stack more weight on. The machine's smoother because it's more oiled, and it's just the interlock as well, because you get so many different positions you can lock it in, means that you're not stuck either too far back or too far forward, which is what this machine is. You put it on right forward, like I did for the warm-up set, and it's too far forward where you're not feeling that kind of stretch, like not even like the beginning of it, but then you put it to the one back and then it's too far back where it's not in a comfortable position. It's stretching too much, so it's just annoying, whereas the one I typically use is perfect because you can put it wherever you want. But that wasn't available, so I had to use this shit one, but it does the trick. It's the same movement, just doesn't feel as nice. Can't get everything we want, so we made it work. And then cables went good, they went nice and quick. Probably like I'm happy with the weight that I'm doing. If anything, maybe up by like maybe one increment, because for me this one's all about form. Like I can make the form stricter and make the reps more difficult, like I was doing today, like kind of really accentuating the eccentric, really slowing it down, and not letting the slack out, so that way it's constant tension through my chest the entire movement, whether it's stretching it on the eccentric or really contracting it hard on the concentric. So I think the weights there are fine. Like I said, if anything, maybe up by one. Like the 3 sets that I do can like be up an increment for each one, so I'm pyramiding up. If I had more time, it'd be cool to pyramid it down just for the flies. The cross ones, they're more just like a nice one to do at the end. I find them hit and miss sometimes with the form. Sometimes I just can't work out where I want the cable to sit. Like this session, do I want like the entire, like the carabiner and the hook thing like on top of like my wrist, so that way the cable's running along my arm and my forearm, or do I want to be over the top of it? It's every week it changes, and I just can't remember or find the happy middle. But either way, what it's targeting and what it's doing is hitting the trip, because it's a very simple movement. It's just crossing, and then at the ends you're tensing as hard as you can, through the movement, and you're just changing it, top and bottom. So it's not hard to kind of wrangle and do, but it's not one that I think the weights will increase for. At least they'll increase slowly. So I'm probably at the point where I can increase it, and then you won't see it increase for probably by the time I rewrite this program. I don't know if this will be included, because I might do supine press instead. There probably won't be a time where this weight will go up, and if I go back to it, it'll be the current weight that I'm doing now. So it's done the trick, it's done what I wanted it to do. So for that type of cable exercise, there's no need to bump the weight up. And it's the same for most cable exercises that are a bit more of an isolating movement. Like you do bloody rear delts or lateral raises on the cable, you're hardly moving, incrementing the weight up each week. That's a very slow, progressively getting stronger on that exercise. And you notice that, like, you'll be able to do, a good 8 to 10 reps, then you jump it just one increment, and suddenly it's hard to even just get the weight off the stack. So but then some exercises you can progressively overload and get stronger each week, like tricep push downs or overhead, whatever. But a lot of the kind of smaller ones, your little rear delts, a little crossing, or cable rows, whatever, those tend to not shoot up as quick, because you're loading the weight on a very kind of isolated area, in my opinion. So for me, it's not like, for those particular cable exercises, I don't have like a drive to try and push, get stronger, or really push the weight heavier and heavier. Whereas other exercises I do, anything plate loaded, anything dumbbell related, of course I'd want to be trying to get stronger and stronger. So because those are much more kind of not compound lifts, but they're kind of a bit more, there's a lot more involved where you can safely and easily grow your strength and your muscle mass over time with them. So there might be the odd few that can gain fuckloads of strength from doing these smaller cable exercises, and they are increasing it each week. But I found when I was pushing myself, initially when I first started taking the gym a bit more seriously, yes, each week or every second week, I was going to a new increment, and doing all that stuff, which is expected. Then to a certain point when you get all those like beginner gains out the window, and your body's finally working hard, you'll plateau, and then you won't be able to get past that plateau because the weight just becomes too heavy or just not practical enough to increment up without either not activating the muscle that you want, or suddenly other muscles that shouldn't be activated are starting to really kick off. If I'm doing rear delt flies and then shoving the weight up, and suddenly I'm feeling quite a lot of muscle strain in my lower back and my biceps, suddenly it's no longer a rear delt fly, it's a fuck me sideways fly. So you want to make sure that the weight complements the exercise, where you're not sacrificing form and correct muscle activation over just trying to stroke your ego. So it's a balancing act, but it's also about being honest with yourself and your body. So cables will do that for you, whether you like it or not. Be wary, but be honest. If you do it properly, each week you'll reap the rewards. Cables will do that for you. Just don't, if you abuse them, or you don't do them properly, they will let you know. I'm talking about them as if they're a person, but that's what it feels like. I'll probably just leave it here. Not much else really to add, for today. Today was nice and easy, but it wasn't, as in like it was, a nice and straightforward day, nothing too hard to worry about. Incline's going a lot better each week, which I'm really happy with. That one might come to an end soon, because I need to remind myself I need to rewrite my program. So it's probably coming time where I've done probably 2 blocks of Incline Smith, and it's probably, we'll see how we go, but it's probably in due time that I'm back on Incline dumbbell. We'll see how we go, because I'll work out when this program was first written, and then work out how overdue I am, or if it's still coming up to the time, and then hopefully before that last day of chest day, I can really try and push the weight up a little bit more, and end well. Do it nice and strict, even if the weight's small, just really overload it and just try and get the last little morsel out of Incline Smith before it goes to sleep for a while. I need to do that, because I think it's either coming up like sooner than I realise, like I'll need to rewrite it now, or it's overdue. That's what my gut feeling is, because I feel like I've been doing this same program for quite some time. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. I'll don't know if I'll go tomorrow, but we'll see how we go, because it's the Easter long weekend, so most likely we'll go. Don't know if I'll film, depends where I'm going, but if I don't film tomorrow, have a good long weekend, get to the gym, stay safe. If I do end up filming, then I'll catch you in tomorrow's video for some hammies or shoulders, depending on what I'm feeling. I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching. Just saw today that I've hit over 100 subs, which is awesome. An absolute awesome milestone, which I'm really happy with. It's taken its time. I've just been trying to do the best I can, really, push through the content and stay consistent. So it's a great milestone to achieve. I'm very stoked. It's all, it's nice to be hitting these milestones, even though they're small in comparison to others. For me at the beginning it's big, so can't thank you enough. I'll end up doing a post about it. I don't know if I'll do a video per se, but yeah, I'll definitely do a post about it, thanking everyone that's come along for the journey. So yeah, if you're watching and you're a loyal subscriber, thank you very much. I do really appreciate it. Yeah, and it's been quite the journey from when I first started, you know, like when I first made this channel back when I, 2010, 2009, you know, doing videos then, you know, when I was in primary school, just doing, you know, fucking Minecraft videos, to, you know, very long hiatus, to now, you know, having over, you know, 100 videos and shorts posted, and now, you know, over 100 subs. So it's full circle, and it's been, you know, many years, but it's awesome to kind of see it starting to you know, pay off, you know, at least for me internally, you know, a long way off from it, you know, paying off, but it's nice to see that, you know, there's some good channel growth, there's some good community growth, so, you know, and that's what I want. So that's what I'm most proud of, and what I'm, you know, that's all I'm determined for. So yeah, it's awesome. But anyway, thank you again, and yeah, here's to many more videos and hopefully many more years of making videos. So let's see what the future holds on the road to 250 and then 500 subscribers, and yeah, we'll go from there and see what that brings. So I'll leave it here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, so I'll see you then.